Hey coders, here's Sanchit Deshmukh and welcome to our coding channel MyWAY-Codezzz in English. In this React journey, today the topic that we are gonna see that is components in React.js. Now what exactly the components are in React.js? In React.js, the components are the building blocks of user interface. User interface is nothing but it's a UI which is the front end. They encapsulate a pieces of UIs consisting of HTML, CSS or JavaScript logic, and allow them to reuse it and compose them to create a complex UIs. Now, how exactly it looks like, we will see by implementing an example. There are two types of components. One is functional components and another one is class components, where the class components is the optional one. But if you want to make use of it, you can watch this demo example. There you will get a clear idea about the class components as well, but mostly everyone prefers the functional components. So without wasting much time, let's get started. Let me share my screen. So here we are in our VS Code editor. So to get started, first of all, we have to create one Wait plus React project. So let's get started. Come to the view, click on terminal. As we are in the React.js folder, we have to get into the basic folder. So to get into that, cd basic. Okay, now here you are in the basic folder. Okay, let me clear it. Now type the command to create a Wait plus React project. So to do that, type command npm create wait @latest and type the project name. The project name should be in lowercase as per the naming convention rules. So I will type it as a components, let's say functional components. For functional components and class components, we will create two separate projects in this video. So functional components in React. Okay, and hit enter. Now while the creation of this project, it will ask you a couple of questions. So we have to answer them in this way. The package you can select it as a default by hitting enter. Now which framework you are using, just say React framework. Which language you are using, JavaScript. Now with that, our project is ready with a functional component in React. Okay. Now to get enter into these functional components in the React, we have to follow these three commands. So one by one we will follow. The first command that we have to follow, that is cd functional components in the React. So just copy paste it here and hit enter. Now officially you have entered into the functional components in the React. Okay. So the next command that you have to follow, that is npm install. So just copy it and paste it here. Okay. Now this npm installation will take some time. In the meantime, we will look into our project. Let me minimize this terminal. Okay. So by getting into our project, come to the source and create one new folder named as components components folder. Okay. Inside the components, I will create three separate files. One is header .jsx. Okay. The second file that I have to create, that is a footer.jsx. Okay. The third file that I'm gonna create, that is a hero.jsx. Okay. In each and every file, let's apply RAFC. Okay. Let me clear out this. Inside this, let's type header. Okay. Come to the footer. Again type RAFCE. Will not require this, import React from React. Get the footer, paste it here. For the hero as well, RAFCE. Hit enter. Remove this React from React. Copy the hero and paste it here. And let's clear two more files, app.css and index.css. We don't want these files, so just delete it. Okay. Now these files got deleted. Now come to the main.jsx, and as we have deleted index.css, so from here we have to clear it out. Okay. Save it and close this main.jsx. Now come to the app.jsx. Okay, let's clear this file as well. Okay, and type the RAFC in which remove this import React from React and type app. Okay. Now this file is getting saved. Let's see where our npm installation is done. Almost it is done. Let's wait for some time. Once it got completed, we can run our project. Okay, so let me tell you a quick example. Okay, anyways, just after implementing our project on the web page, we'll start what will be the real-time example for this. Okay, so let's wait for a few seconds. I will be right back. So with that, our npm installation is done. Okay, now it's time to run our project on the web page. Let me clear out the terminal by typing the clear, and to run this project we have to type the command as npm run dev and hit enter. Now there you will find one URL is given there with one port number. On that port number, which is the 5173, on this port number our project is getting run. So just copy it, go to your okay, and refresh it, and there you have find app is coming up there. Okay, so this is how currently our web page looks like. Okay, let me hide this terminal as we will not require this currently. Let me tell you what exactly the components are. As I mentioned, it encapsulates a block of UIs. Now how? Let's take a real-time example. In a real-time example, if you're designing any of the web page, and in that web page there are three types of components. One is header, one is hero section, and one is footer section. Now you are implementing header, hero, and footer separately, but it's time to bring them together in a single file. But how you can achieve that? Because you are implementing only one single web page application, and that in that single web page application, that header, hero section, and footer are together. So how you can achieve that? How you can bring hero, header, and footer together in a single file? That you can done by that you can achieve by implementing components in your app. Now let me show you. This is a app.jsx. Okay, now inside this app.jsx I will bring this header, hero, and footer together by implementing components. But how you can achieve that? Just close this sorry, just omit that app text and call the header file here, then hero file here, and footer file here. That same thing you will get to you will get on the web page. Now let me call the header first here. To call that, just give this type symbol and type header, and there you will get import. Okay, just hit enter, and automatically the header got imported. Okay, and just self close it. So this is how the components looks like. If you want to call any of the file to any file, like if you want to bring the header file to the app, so by using components you can achieve that. But components, how it can be written? It can be written like this. Just you have to call that header, and you have to make it a self-closing. Okay, and save it, and there you can see it got auto imported. If you go to the web page, there you could see the header is coming up. That means header got successfully implemented onto the web page. Now it's time to call hero and footer section as well. So just below that header, it's time to call hero section. Just type hero, self close it, and import that just by clicking right control plus space. There you will find auto import is coming up. Else, if the auto import is not working into your system, type it manual like this: import hero from components hero. Okay, now if you save it, go to the web page, just below the header you will find hero is also coming up. Now it's time to bring the footer there. Okay, just go there and type the same way footer, and there you will find the auto import is coming up, and save it by typing a self closing. That's how if you go to the web page, there you have find header, hero and footer. Now whatever you will design inside this footer, header, hero and footer, like what type of HTML structure you will build for header, for hero and for footer, that same will get displayed onto the web page here. Okay, so this is how the functional components work. Now let's try to achieve it by using class components. As I said, it's an optional one. If you would like to use that, then you can follow this example. Okay, so for that, let me create one more project. So first of all, we have to close out this project. Okay, okay, all right. Don't worry, I will push this code to the GitHub link, so you can find that GitHub link in the description box below. Okay, let me create new more project. Just go to the terminal, or else you can type Control J. There you will get the terminal. Okay, get into the basic folder first, and to create the Wait plus React project, again type the same command npm create wait @latest and hit enter, or else you can type the project name just in front of that. I will hit enter. Now it will ask me for the project name, so I will enter the project name as a class component. Class component in React and hit enter. Now it will ask for the package name. You can make it default just by hitting enter. Okay, now which framework you are using for React? Which language? JavaScript. Now our project is ready for the class components as well. Okay, so the same thing you have to do to get into the project. Follow these three commands. The first command is cd class component in React. Hit enter. Now officially you got entered into the class component in the React. Okay, let me clear out this terminal. Now it's time to type the command as npm install, or you can install instead of typing npm install, you can type I as well. npm I stands for install, and hit enter. It will do the same task. There's nothing much difference in between npm install and npm I. Both are same. Okay, so until the npm installation is getting done, we will play around our directory. Okay, to play around the directory, first of all, go to the source. We'll do the same thing. We'll create one folder in a component, in a source. The folder name should be components. Okay, inside the components, we will create three more files. One is header.jsx. The another file that I'm gonna create, that is a footer.jsx. Okay, the third file that I'm gonna create, that is a hero.jsx. Okay, now it's time to type like how the class components looks like, that we have to type here. First of all, you have to call the component from the React. So to do that, get into the header, type import, and call the component. Okay, from React. Make sure to know about components, not components. It is component. Okay, from React, and save it. Okay, and start typing class. You can give the class the name. You can give, as we are in a header, so header extends component. That same component coming up here. Okay, so inside the curly braces you have to type, but before typing, let me export this as well. Export default header. So inside this curly braces, you have to type render. So what will be render onto the web page, that you can achieve by typing the render method. And again give the curly braces. There you can type a return and make a regular parenthesis. Inside that just pass a div, and inside that div you can write a header. Okay, the same thing you can do in a footer as well. So import component, or else you can just copy paste that here and make the changes. Footer, okay, the component should be as it is, just instead of header. And yes, how you can achieve the multiple selector? To achieve that, just type just select header. After selecting, just press Ctrl D, and it will be highlighted in this three types of colors, and in front of that there you could see it is getting blinked. So that means our multiple selector is getting applied. How you can achieve that? Again I will tell you. Just select header, Ctrl plus D, it will get selected like these are three times, so it will get selected as thrice. Okay, 1, 2 and 3, and there you will find the blinking of cursor. Okay, so just omit that and type there hero, no sorry, footer. Okay, and it works. So same thing for hero as well. Select the header, Control D, and this got selected three times, and in front of all those three the cursor is getting blinked. So that means auto selector got applied, multiple selectors got applied, and now there you can type hero. Okay, so our first work is done. If you go to the terminal, there you can find our npm installation is done successfully. Okay, so after our npm installation, it's time to run our project. So to achieve that, type the command npm run dev. Okay, hit enter. After hitting enter, there you will find another the same way, the same project. Just copy it, go to your terminal and save it, and there you will find the our Vue plus React project is getting run. Okay, so it's time to play around our directory. Let's get into the VS Code editor, hide this terminal. Control J to hide that terminal. Now let me delete couple of files that is no longer required, that is app.css or index.css, or you can keep as it is, no matters. Let me delete it, or else I will delete only app.css. I don't require this file. Okay. So index.css, it's alright if the index.css is coming up there. Okay, now go to the app.jsx and clear out this file and type rafce, or not rafc. The same thing you have to do here as well. You have to import the component from React. Okay, so in a single quote or double quote, it's totally your choice. Then type class app extend and type component, curly brace, then type render. Inside the render, regular parenthesis, curly braces. Inside that you can type a return. Okay, inside that return simply you can give the div, and inside that div, now it's time to call all this header, footer and hero. As I mentioned, if you are designing any of the single web page application, and there on that single web page applications there are three types of components. One is header, hero and footer. Now if you have designed that header, footer and hero on the separate in the separate files, and if you want to bring that together in a one file, how you can achieve that? By using the components. So to do that, just do the same thing as we have done in the functional components. Just call the header. By doing the same thing, hit enter, there you see it's working. The second for the hero, okay, let me call it. After that is footer, call it. Okay, now all those got auto imported. Now the why it is showing a error, app is defined but never used, because we haven't exported. Export default app. Okay, now our project is ready. Now let's jump onto the web page and see let's see whether the output we are getting on the web page or not. Now here I'm on the web page, and there you can see header, hero and footer is coming up. So our web, as we say, our header, hero and footer are coming together in a single file. To bring it up, let me remove the index.css as well from here. Okay, let's come to the main.jsx, remove this index.css as it is no longer exist, and close it. Now if you come to the web page, if you refresh it, there you will find the same thing here, header, hero and footer. So this is how the beauty of components works. Whenever you want to bring all those files in a single, like if you want to bring all those components in a single file, you can achieve it by using the components. So mostly nowadays every developer is expecting to use only functional component, not the class components, because class component, as I say, it's an optional one. If you want to use it, you can go ahead and use that, but mostly I would prefer to use functional components, because functional components is much more easier than the class components. So this is how the components in React.js works. Whenever your client will ask you to do this type of task, you can use the components in React.js. Okay, so that's it for today's video. Let's catch up in the next video, and make sure to like, share and subscribe this channel. Until that time, bye.